Tell us about the opportunities now that you guys have with the player and the way that you're sort of sharing monetization with some big publishers like MSN.
Sure. So Dailymotion has always been a destination site. We have in the US 15 million unique visitors a month that come to the site. Globally, we have 114 million unique visitors and the second largest video destination. And we've always had a distribution of our player, whether it's embedded in Facebook or shared through Twitter. And that's been sort of an organic distribution, which has made us the second most distributed player on the web. What we've done now is we've really formalized a relationship with MSN Video, TV Guide, VO, and given them sort of a cut of the pie and given them a revenue share on the advertising that we're putting into the content. We have over 2 million pieces of premium content, so that's a value for a publisher, but now we're adding in a revenue element.
So it's the Dailymotion player. It's not a custom player. It's a player that they choose to use for just having related content, or is it just surfaced up sort of whenever there's a related story? Is there any kind of placement that's ongoing? How is your player going to be surfaced up? Is that an editorial decision? Tell us a little about that.
So I think it's on a case-by-case basis with a publisher. You know, in MSN's case, they have a very robust search engine that will surface up our player. The player has really been sort of at the core of what Dailymotion has done since the beginning, and the technology of the player, the quality of the video. We were the first to do HD, for example. And so what they're going to be able to do is use our player, access our 2 million pieces of premium content, and then take a rev share on any of the advertising that goes on within the player. And we've brought on a lot of new advertisers in the last year on a direct basis. Dell is running with us, for example, with Alienware in fourth quarter. And we just want to accelerate the amount of pre-roll inventory that we have for our direct sales staff to sell.
And what are the opportunities for growth? Just talking about Dailymotion in the United States, give us a little update on where things stand and where things are going. I know you've opened an office in Silicon Valley, correct?
We have, and I think the idea there was first to really accelerate this distribution strategy, and then also to strengthen our relationships with some of the biggest partners that we have. We have a great partnership, for example, with Facebook. It was announced at F8 that we were part of the Open Graph, and when we opened our office in Silicon Valley, the idea is to be really close to all of those companies to share best practices and also accelerate our business development efforts. We have another partner, for example, with Auditude, who's our video ad server that was recently acquired by Adobe, and there's just a lot to gain from having a physical presence in the valley there.
And what's going on for 2012? What are your expectations around growth, devices, plans? Give us kind of where you think things might be going for you guys.
So we're really excited about the growth that we've seen. We've seen last 2 years at least 40% growth in our on-site traffic. I think in 2012 we're going to see a continued increase in the traffic to on-site, but also really increase our distribution on other platforms. We're currently available on Google TV, on most major IP-enabled televisions, on iPhones and Androids. And in fact, that's been one of the single biggest growth areas has been mobile for us, and we see that continuing in 2012. We've gone from almost nothing really at the beginning of this year to 4 million visits last month. So if you can see that continuing to grow, we expect that our overall, and that's in the US alone, our overall growth to over 20 million unique visitors in the US.